Good afternoon and welcome to Craven Park, Hull for this afternoon's Stones Bitter League clash, where the visitors here are the Saints. And the Saints team for this afternoon: David Lyon at full-back, a three-quarter line of Jared McCracken, Gary Connolly, Paul Loughlin and Alan Hunt. The half-back pairing that's doing so well, Rapati and Cooper. The Kiwi connection there with Ward, Dwyer and Mann in the front row. Harrison, Nicol and Joint the back three. John Griffiths and Gus O'Donnell are the substitutes. Saints top of the league, of course, first position, looking to extend their lead to 4 points with the old pie eaters involved in cup action against Hull. But the Kingston Rovers side there is second from the bottom, and their side for this afternoon is Mike Fletcher at full-back, a three-quarter line of Barkworth, Hutchinson, Lydiard and Sodji. The half-back pairing for them is Clark and Chatfield. And this Gary Chatfield, he's doing well, isn't he? He's one that has to be watched. And their front row is Wayne Jackson, Chamberlain and O'Brien, and a back three of Des Harrison, Thompson and Speckman. Their substitutes are Parker at 14 and Chris Harrison at 15. So we should have some fun this afternoon, shouldn't we, with two Harrisons on the KR side, Harrison on our side, and anything can happen. Referee for today is Jim Smith from Halifax. We all remember Mr. Smith, don't we, from when he refereed Saints and Wigan at Wembley and made a complete ash of it. Hampson, the full-back, he should have been down the tunnel, but these big occasions they seem to let play roll, don't they? But as they say, that's history, and we've got to get on with the league action. As I say, Saints at the top, playing well, scoring a lot of points as of late, and obviously looking to extend the lead and put today's opponents, Hull KR, under a lot of pressure. They haven't been doing well. They've had a lot of problems contractually and what have you inside the team, a little bit of a player's strike, but they've been hitting back lately, putting a bit of action together, and let's hope it doesn't come off quite so well for them this afternoon. But it's Hull KR to kick off. Quite an open ground here at Craven Park. David Lyon boots it upfield. Bright Sodji, flamboyant wingman, but he's wrestled to the ground there. George Mann quickly in. Also Shane Cooper, Saints Kiwi captain. As is the norm, the first 10-15 minutes, these sides just testing each other out. The softening up process, but referee Smith there, much to the delight obviously of the homesters, penalised for offside. Referee Smith just showing his importance. First penalty going to Kingston Rovers, and Mike Fletcher, positional kick, feels more at home kicking it from a field position as opposed to out of his hands. It's 30 metres, Hull KR restart play, drive the Saints back, push them back into their own 20-metre line. Speckman the loose forward, they're just hanging out too wide to the right. There he goes on the dummy run as it comes over to Wayne Jackson. But the Saints complete the tackling. They get back on side. Obviously referee Smith, he's punished them once, they know what he can do. There's Speckman in possession. Sonny Nicol in at the tackle. The man's held. Kingston Rovers, they move it blindside. Craig O'Brien it was, driving there, the last tackle of this sequence. Let's see what pressure the Rovers can put on the Saints. It's Chatfield, a reverse kick, moving over to the right, but he kicked it over to the left. Gary Connolly fielded it as the Rovers moved up quickly, but that was John Harrison for the Saints. Gained some valuable yardage. Bitterly cold day up here at Craven Park. Kevin Ward back after a two-match suspension, and last season's encounter here at Craven Park saw Kevin sent off for the first time in his career. A charge he was vindicated of, sending off sufficient. But referee Smith there, he penalises Kingston Rovers this time for offside, one apiece in the penalty stakes. And David Lyon finds touch just inside the Rovers' half. Harrison now, John Harrison for the Saints, that is, driving the ball up. Bernard Dwyer has ever attacked in half. Saints with the first charge in the Kingston Rovers, and here's Jared McCracken, freshly back after a hamstring injury, and he's powering his way in. He's only one more game with the Saints, well, two more games with the Saints, I should say, provided he comes through unscathed. The Sonny Nickel brings the ball up. Bernard Dwyer attacked in half. Rovers lined up. Saints move it infield quickly. Joint, Cooper, now with George Mann. Short ball to Rapati, looking for the half break. Scampers up and is brought down on the Kingston Rovers 20-metre line. Saints bring it across again. Kevin Ward, he takes it up within 12 metres. Now it's Cooper again on the last tackle. George Mann chips it through. Alan Hunt chasing it, but Hunt's penalised for allegedly being offside. We know he's a speedy lad, Alan Hunt, and I'd just like to watch that again. Obviously on the replayers, no doubt you will. But referee Smith has penalised him for offside. Was on the sixth tackle. George Mann, an astute kick from George, chipped it through. Alan Hunt, Saints leading try scorer, 21 touchdowns. Second in the table, only to Sean Edwards. But it's Rovers to restart. Driving the ball up and solid tackling, and that's going to be the name of the game, the order of the day. And the Saints can produce the goods. Last season, travelling over to Yorkshire and up to Humberside, always a difficult proposition. Wayne Jackson for Kingston Rovers. Richard Chamberlain attacked in half-back. Rovers spread it to the right. Midfield now, and the Partisan Rovers crowd just crying for the Saints to be put onside. Well, Sodji there, tackled on the far side. McCracken, he's in on him, but he's been brought out for a high tackle. Two big lads there, they're both out on the right, and it certainly looked, well, referee Smith is saying it's above the shoulder, but it looked round the shoulder and that, but it may have slipped up, but Sodji is up. And we know last time it was Sodji that was involved when Kevin Ward got sent off. He's a wriggler, this Sodji. He's an excellent wingman, but he goes in and he does a bit of wriggling and turning, and he may have lost his footing. And McCracken was penalised. And it's Rovers now in the Saints 20-metre area. Chamberlain acting half-back. Rovers bringing it. Speckman, short ball there. It's tidied up by Rob Hutchinson. Rapati and George Mann in at the tackle. Now it's Des Harrison. He has possession. Chamberlain attacked in half. Rovers move it inside. Chatfield gives the dummy. Slips it out to Andy Thompson. But Rovers still moving it. Chamberlain again. Live wire hooker. Referee Smith urging the Saints to get back onside. But Rovers are making yardage. Well, the ball's lost. Connolly comes up with it. Must have been lost in the tackle. Obviously a grey area, this business with the ball possession, especially at the tackle when sides reckon it's reaped out, and it's a difficult one to adjudicate on. But Bernard Dwyer bringing the ball away. On to Sonny Nickel now. Rovers urged to get back on side quickly, and Saints making good yardage. George Mann, short ball, Tirapati, wriggles out of the tackle, saw the gap, went for it. The last tackle of this sequence now, and a bit of mauling at the play of the ball as Tirapati wants to get up. And Rovers, they're penalised. David Lyon finds touch 10 metres inside the Rovers half. Short ball from Dwyer to Kevin Ward, inside to Dwyer. Well, the ball's knocked forward, just touches Bernard Dwyer's fingertips. Even the little ones count, don't they, unfortunately? Scrum down now. Chatfield to feed. Rovers have scrum possession. First scrum feed, and they come away with it. Julian Barkworth coming in field, looking for a piece of the action, but it's Chatfield again, quickly onto Speckman. Saints will have to get in there and make sure that the ball is stopped. The tackles are completed. But some good strong running from this Rovers outfit, coached by George Fairburn, the ex-Kelso Rugby Union. He's been around a bit. Well, there's a case for you. Kevin Ward coming in on the tackle on his opposite number, Wayne Jackson. And I would have considered that to be a little high, but the referee said it was round the chest. But it's the man in the middle that's making the decisions, and especially after that incident on the far side involving McCracken and Sodji. Last tackle of this sequence. Rovers are kicking and run, but David Lyon covers it well as Sodji moves up there. And I wouldn't suppose for 1 minute that Sodji was offside there, but referee Smith didn't rule anything. He let play go on, but McCracken just being roughed up on the floor on the far side there. Lydiard on the far side, playing at number 3, but given out by me before as number 4. I thought it didn't look like Hutchinson, this big raw-boned Hutchinson, ex-Halifax player. But the Saints being penalised on the far side. It's McCracken that went in, but he's adjudged to have kicked out in the tackle. The touch judge on the far side coming on and stopping play. And a chance for Kingston Rovers to open the account. But waved away by the touch judges. Just got caught in the breeze and left to the sticks. Well, dropped out by the Saints. It's the prop forward there, Wayne Jackson, that has possession. Chamberlain at the acting half, but Jackson has took a knock. He was limping earlier on, just a couple of minutes ago he was penalised, but Kingston Rovers lose possession. Saints spread it quickly. Sonny Nicholl moving it over to the right, but good cover defence there by Rovers. Excellent gang tackling. 3 Rovers players quickly, they saw the Saints were spreading it and they moved it over. Bernard Dwyer attacked in half. George Mann. He has to take the tattle there. Craig O'Brien. Now Cooper onto Ward. Forward pass indicated. Mr. Smith ruling the pass from Cooper to Ward was forward. And Chatfield to feed the scrum again. Rovers with scrum possession. Good plan move. David Lydiard, I think that is. It's come in field. Now it's Chamberlain again. Live wire hooker, taking it over to the blind side. And Rovers putting pressure on the Saints. A lot of the attack there in the Saints 20-metre area. Well, the ball's knocked forward. Harrison there trying to cover it, and Kingston Rovers man came through, knocked Harrison down. John Harrison for the Saints. But I think it was Chamberlain in, with possession, and he knocked it forward. Third scrum, and the first with a Saints feed. Cooper it'll be, and Saints have scrum possession. Move it quickly. David Lyon in the back line. And Gary Connolly attacked in half. He sets off, brings it crossfield. Superb tackle there. Good cover defence by Rovers. Prop forward Wayne Jackson, but it's John Harrison now stretching those legs, pumping him away, looking for yardage. No score at present. 7 minutes or so gone of the game, and Sodji is going to have to tidy up. Juggles with it. Well, uses the full-back Fletcher as a foil, but he can't get away from Shane Cooper, Saints captain, follows it up. It's up to the Saints now to press Rovers. But it's Julian Barkworth, big, strong lad, looking for the holes in the Saints' defence. But good cover there by Rovers. 2 tackles and they've gained, 40 metres. Craig O'Brien up to the halfway line. Inside to Chatfield. Speckman. Short ball there. Thompson. Solid tackling. Last tackle of the sequence. And good yardage made by Rovers. Chatfield again. Grubbers it to the Jared McCracken wing. And finds touch just at the back of Jared and just inside the Saints' 20-metre area. Solid play there from Rovers. They moved upfield, dropped of 50, 60 metres there in their set of 6. Saints with scrum possession. Now to Rapati. This Rapati and Cooper combination have been working well. And Jonathan Griffiths on the subs bench today. He's had an injury, but well, it's Hutchinson trying to get away, brings the ball in field. The full-back Fletcher. He's brought down with it. Well, not played correctly there is the indication. Yes, a knock on. It looks as though the referees give. For Old Kingston Rovers there, I would imagine their coach George Ferber will be turning his hair out at that, especially after some good play there by Rovers. And they had another 6 tackles to make it count. It deep in the say 20-metre area, and they coughed the ball up on the first tackle. Good infield ball from Rapati to Paul Loughlin. Bounce to the ground. Dwyer's there as ever, attacked in half-back. Cooper along the line. George Mann shrugging the tacklers off and unloads. Saints bring it to the left. Chris Joint. He's taken down. Good tackling again from this prop forward, Wayne Jackson. He's certainly getting stuck in. Now it's Sonny Nicol. Both Nicol and Mann hitting a very rich vein of form, and we're looking for big things from them this afternoon. Now it's Kevin Ward, the old warhorse Ward. Been out for 2 matches. Now it's Bernard Dwyer scampering away. Inside ball to Connolly. Last tackle of the sequence. Old Kingston Rovers urged to get back on side, but the standoff there, Dean Clark was in an offside position on the referee's right. But Saints move the ball over to their right and grubber it into touch and find touch 20 metres from the Kingston Rovers line. Scrum down now, Chatfield to feed. Rovers have the scrum. Sodji comes in field. Rovers again, breaking through. Second row forward, Des Harrison. Fletcher at acting half-back. Wayne Jackson, the prop forward. But it's, no, beg your pardon, it was O'Brien that time. But a little bit of cold hands, I would imagine. Whether the referee will give the first knock on and give the feed to the Saints, which he should do, because Saints didn't gain any advantage from that loss of ball by Kingston Rovers. The Rovers crowd don't like it, but they're going to have to lump it. Was a scrum down with the Saints feed, but Rovers are penalised for kicking out, foot up in the scrum, differential penalty, and David Lyon will hopefully put Saints in a good attacking position. He has done. He's found touch 20 metres from the Rovers line. So Saints with a set of 6, and let's see what they can put together. Big John Harrison backs into the tacklers. Dwyer as ever feeds it inside. Ward taking up the running. 8 metres short, Kevin Ward. Well, it's about 5 now with another 4 tackles to count, and let's see what the Saints can do. George Mann looking for the half gap. He's brought down just short. Dwyer again. Well, there must be offside, that man, surely. Isn't marking up, but quickly on to Dwyer. Cooper. Good ball to Rapati. Rapati driving. Last tackle of this set, and the Rovers defence has held out. The ball's loose, and Rovers have possession. It would have been the turnover if the tackle had been completed, but the ball was lost. Andy Thompson taking a knock in the tackle. What Saints penalised, not lining up correctly at the play of the ball is the referee's interpretation. And Rovers have their third penalty. Saints have been awarded 5 penalties. The scrum's going at 3 each. And it's Fletcher from less than 10 metres from his own line. He finds touch 30 metres from the posts. Rovers play it, but some solid tackling on the far side, and they try to force the Rovers man into touch. Chatfield is coming crossfield. Good running there, excellent running from Jackson, Wayne Jackson, and he unloads the ball to boot. Some good rugby coming out of this Rovers side. Now it's Sodji from the acting half-back. A lot of these wingmen being employed in the centre field at quick play the ball, looking for that half gap, and with the superior pace, the idea is that they can finish off. But it's Rovers again, in possession and making good yardage. Change of direction, the ball slipped out to Andy Thompson. But it's George Mann and Chris Joint, bring him down. The referee shouts held. It's the last tackle of this set. And Chatfield has possession. Well, the full-back is offside for a start. I don't know whether Sodji was. But McCracken picks it up and Sodji completes the tackle. Saints have possession. Sonny Nickel. Now it's Cooper, over to Connolly. Bringing it crossfield, breaks out of the tackle. But Hutchinson bounces him to the ground. Big lad this Hutchinson, as I said, ex-Halifax centre, wingman, and he's been playing in the pack up here at Craven Park, so he's quite a versatile player. Last tackle of the set for the Saints. Alan Hunt, possibly the first touch there for Alan Hunt, as Cooper tries to chip it. But it was on the last tackle, it's directly into touch. A rare mistake from the Saints captain, but difficult swirling conditions up here at Craven Park, and the turnover, and Rovers have possession. Dwyer and Mann complete the tackling. Chamberlain at dummy half, on to Andy Thompson. Ward and Joint complete the tackling, and Rovers bring it blindside again. Wayne Jackson, tireless runner, the ball's lost. Well, the ball's knocked forward. Well, it's reaped out. Is the indication. The touch judge we have to blame for that decision. He's penalised, well, the referee has penalised the Saints on the touch judge's intervention for reaping the ball out of the player's hands. And Mike Fletcher from a ground position. They'll find touch, no problem. About 12 metres from the Saints line. Wayne Jackson, shoulder charge by George Mann. Chamberlain attacked in half. Now it's the other prop coming forward, Craig O'Brien. 10 yards, 10 metres from the Saints line. Into passing by Rovers. And solid tackling again as the Saints come in, and the tackling has got to be firm. And it's got to be fair, and this ball has got to be stopped. Well, Chamberlain coming crossfield. George Mann wrestles him down. The Saints will have to line up on their own line. Thompson, he's driving it up. Must be the last tackle of this sequence now. It is. The referee's arm is outstretched. Chatfield going for the drop. Yes, no problem. Always worth a go, isn't it, when you're down at the opposition's end? But Chatfield, he drops the goal. Saints kick it off quickly. Rapati, it runs directly dead. So Rovers will have to drop out from between the sticks. It did bounce in field. So Saints moving up quickly. Tactical ploy there from the Saints after the Chatfield drop goal. Hull Kingston Rovers obviously trying to get back on side, but the ball positioned. Rapati kicked it deep, bouncing the field of play, and now Saints regain possession with the Rovers having to drop out. David Lyon going through there. Hutchinson brings him down, and Joint attacked in half. Solid tackling, there's no danger about that. No place for the faint heart out there this afternoon. But, well, Nickel lost possession. It was an awkward ball. It went into the hands of David Lydiard. He couldn't take it cleanly. And it's a good job he couldn't, isn't it, as far as we're concerned, because it'd have been away like nobody's business. Scrum down with the KR feed. Rovers off possession. Big gap there. Fletcher comes through. He breaks out of the tackle. And Fletcher's away. Paul Loughlin finally wrestles him to the ground. But what a run from this fullback. Rovers putting the pressure on, just getting the first points on, leading by 1 point to 0. Good ball there out to Sodji. Connolly comes in, homes in on him. Oh, superb tackle by Connolly as Sodji tries to turn the ball infield. But there was no messing about there. Gary Connolly gave Sodji all the time in the world. He just gave him a little false sense of security. Plenty of space there for Sodji to get through, but superb tackling by Connolly. Moved in, forced a man into touch, 1-to-1 situation, and the scrum down now on the 10-metre line with the Saints feed. Cooper out to Rapati, breaks through the tackle. Rapati looking for support. Now it's Saints again, onto George Mann. Taken off his stride there. I think it was Chatfield that came through and take him off his stride. No, it was Lydiard, I beg your pardon, but it's Chris Joynt now. Gets it away to Dwyer. The Saints move it quickly. They'll have an overlap on that far side. It's Nickel. Oh, superb tackling again as Nickel tries to get up to play the ball, but Chamberlain, he did the job. He contained Nickel, and now it's Jared McCracken. As I said before, McCracken, he's only 2 more matches before he has to go home. The Halifax game and then the Featherstone in the first round of the Cup. 2 toughies to finish off. But it's the last tackle of this sequence. The Saints making good yardage there, but David Lyon kicks it centre field. Sodji fields it. And Saints move up to close him down. Bernard Dwyer, John Harrison. They make sure the man's momentum is stopped just outside his 20-metre line. Fletcher again from full-back, I think that is, moving up. Just had an excellent 35-metre run. A blindside ploy again. Well, it looked a little high there as O'Brien was coming through. George Mann is going to be spoken to. Nothing malicious about it, but it certainly looked a little high, didn't it? But George Mann has been spoken to. The penalty going to Kingston Rovers. The players up now. It's Craig O'Brien that was tackled unfairly in referee Smith's opinion. And Fletcher again finds touch. 10 metres inside the Saints half. About 22 minutes of the game gone, and the score still at 1 point to 0 in Kingston Rovers' favour. Prop forward Wayne Jackson there, along with his other prop, Craig O'Brien. They've run tirelessly this afternoon. A few weeks ago, as I said, they had a players' revolt here at Craven Park due to this contract system. A lot of them went on strike, or as they say, withdrew the labour when they were due to play Leigh. They got beaten at Leigh, only narrowly, but a lot of the 18 players and possibly academy players that was drafted in there have certainly proved their worth, and the Rovers coach George Fairburn has kept faith in them, and they're out there this afternoon and obviously holding the place and playing well as well. Saints in possession. Cooper on to Nickel. Bernard Dwyer attacked in half. Only about 2 or 3 times have the Saints been inside the Kingston Rovers half. John Harrison, he's looking to play it quickly. Rovers break quickly. George Mann, support there from Cooper. Gives the dummy. It's out now to Chris Joynt. Good ball there to David Lyon. Good break there. Loughlin takes it well. Lyon looms back, but it goes to Alan Hunt. First touch, well, first real touch in possession for Alan Hunt. But Saints making good yardage, showing some good touches, and we know what they can do. Rapati chips it crossfield. Taken by Fletcher, the full-back. He's looking to release it, but Dwyer round the base, and Chris Joynt smothers the ball round the top. Now it's Hutchinson taking it crossfield. Big lad, saw the gap, went for it, he broke out of the tackle, and he's still going, is Hutchinson. Excellent run from this big centre. Chatfield turns it infield, on to Jackson, the prop. Chamberlain attacked in half, and they're putting some good rugby together, the Rovers. Never to be underestimated on their own midding. And it's Lydiard in possession. Chamberlain takes it blindside. Rovers moving it again. Last tackle of this sequence. Let's see what ploy they put together. Chatfield that has possession. Takes it blind. It's on to Lydiard. He gives the dummy with Sodji on his outside, but that's the last tackle, and that's going to be the turnover. As Chatfield changed direction and moved it over blindside, it certainly looked to him forward to Lydiard, but the referee ruled it okay. He was tackled in possession, and Saints now with a lot of hard work to do at the wrong end of the ground as far as the Saints are concerned. But George Mann, well, he's lost the ball. He has it back. It did touch a Hull Kingston Rovers player. Oh, no, he hasn't got it back. I beg your pardon. I thought it had come back to George. But it's Speckman. So Saints, their own worst enemy at times. Just got to, as they say, respect the football. Hold on to the possession. Solid tackling again, and obviously the partisan Kingston Rovers spectators are crying for a high tackle at every available opportunity. But good pressure rugby by the Rovers. They move it over to the left again. Half-back Dean Clark. Not been involved in a lot of the action, but it's the last tackle again, and will Chatfield try for another one-pointer? He's got the ball, but Rovers are spreading it. It's Speckman. He's taken down, he's lost possession. Saints have it, and referee Smith moves onto the Kingston Rovers side, but now it's Alan Hunt. Dwyer onto Sonny Nicol, builds up a head of steam, powers his way upfield. Speckman brings him, pulls him round the top, and Jackson tidies him up round the legs, but it's George Mann stretching through. Good backup from Bernard Dwyer. Rovers urged to get back on side, and a lot of mauling at the play of the ball. Well, incorrect marking by Rovers at the play of the ball, but it's allowed to go on. Loughlin now, he takes it right in front of our camera position. Rovers all offside on the referee's left, but Rapati looking for that half gap. Good ball, well, I've seen a good ball to Ward. It looked as though it was a good ball if Kevin Ward could have held it. But not a bad passage of play by the Saints. But it all ends in a scrum down midway between the 20-metre line and the halfway line with a Kingston Rovers feed. The referee not happy with it. Shane Cooper asking the questions. They'll get no joy out of referee Smith. We all know they're all tarred with the same brush, aren't they? But Saints penalised at the scrum. A differential penalty. Offside is given. 1-0 the score, and especially after the Saints amassing 105 points with only 15 against in the last two games. We all remember the old 41 points to 6 against the Pie Eaters, and then the 12-try demolition of Lee by 64 points to 9. But Rovers find good yardage with the penalty, and Craig O'Brien, he drives it upfield 10 metres inside the Saints half. With Rovers, even though it's only a 1 point to 0 lead, they've certainly played some good rugby. Infield now, Wayne Jackson in possession, just outside the 20-metre line, more or less centre field. Chamberlain at dummy half, run around there with Speckman, and Chamberlain goes again. He gets the ball away to Lydiard. Oh no, it's Clark it was. But it's now released over to the other prop, Craig O'Brien. Quick play, Chatfield has possession. Long ball out to Julian Barkworth. He goes crossfield, Cooper closes him down, and George Mann homes in for the tackle. Last tackle again. Chatfield looks in a prominent position. He's going to have another go. Well, he shaped up for it. Quick hands there. Well, that looked a shade forward, the final pass there onto Sodji. From our elevated position it did. But the referee let him play go on again, and we're here again with action replay. KR putting Saints under a lot of pressure. We'll get down to that end, and Saints with a lot of spade work to do again. Up to the opposite end of the field. George Mann shrugs the tacklers off. Short ball to Cooper. Out to Loughlin now. Looking for a bit of space, but Hutchinson wraps him up. Cooper. Kevin Ward. He drives it up. Takes some pulling down, does Ward. Well, surely the man must be held. The referee's been shouting held before the man was wrestled to the ground, but he let it go then as Speckman came in. Cooper, blindside ploy now. George Mann. Inside ball to Rapati. Lovely ball to Rapati. Just short of the 20-metre line now as Dwyer gives it to Chris Joint. He looks for support. Dwyer backs up. It's over to Lyon. Now to George Mann. George Mann lofts it high. Puts pressure on Fletcher. Takes it well. Infield. Barkworth loops round him, but Fletcher comes away. He's brought down just short of the 20-metre line. Lydiard bringing the ball away. Look at that half break, but Loughlin and Hunt wrap him up. Chamberlain attacked in half. On to O'Brien. These props, well, the complete pack there have worked tirelessly. And there's the other prop, Wayne Jackson. He's still going, this man. What a tremendous run. Some superb yardage from these prop forwards. Speckman. Chatfield. He released it to Clark. He's well held. Last tackle of this set. Chatfield has it. Boots it downfield. Well, downfield and crossfield. Alan Hunt tidied it up, loses possession. Barkworth should score. Yes. Barkworth scores. Julian Barkworth goes in for the try. An innocuous looking kick there from Chatfield on the sixth tackle. It was a diagonal kick. It looked like going straight down, but it came across to this near side touchline. Alan Hunt and David Lyon. Maybe a little mix-up, but Hunt came away with possession and then lost it. And Barkworth with the easiest of tries, really. He had to dribble it forward, chip it over the line, fall on it, and 4 points, Kingston Rovers. That gives them a 5-0 lead with the Fletcher conversion to come. So Fletcher there, about 22 metres out. It's curling in. It's going to be... Oh, yes! It just clips the left hand upright and goes in. So Fletcher goal to that Barkworth try, and it gives the Rovers a 7-0 lead. And it gives the Rovers spectators something to shout about. Got a mix-up there in the Saints ranks, and unfortunately the Saints have paid the price, haven't they? 6 points down the pan, and now a 7-0 lead for the Rovers. I would imagine the Saints coach, Mike McLennan, will be reading the riot act at half-time. We've got about 8 minutes before the interval. And no matter what position you are in the league, you can't afford to give points away. Both bottom clubs there, Lee at 14th position, Kingston Rovers in 13th position, and we know what happened at Hilton Park when the Saints went down by 11 points to 6 on the Hilton Park mud bath. But it's not a bad playing surface here, even though it's cut up heavily in the centre. It's solid. Lydiard now, is it? Was it Clark? No, it was Lydiard was with him, but it's Clark that takes the tattle. Now it's Chatfield. He's been running the shows of late as Chatfield, but not run it with kicks like that, will he? Unfortunately. Tried for some good yardage, but it bounced. It went directly into touch, I should say. Saints restart there on the 6th tattle it was, from the spot where the ball was kicked, and Chris Joynt bringing the ball away. Rovers coach George Fairburn, he'll be pleased with his charges this afternoon. I wouldn't imagine Mike McLennan will as of yet, but no doubt he'll, as I said, get down to the nitty-gritty in the half-time interval. And a try and a goal wouldn't go amiss before that interval for the Saints, would it? 7-0 the trailing. They're just outside the Rovers' 20-metre area. Big John Harrison driving it up. He releases the ball now to Joynt. It's now with Alan Hunt. He's going cross-field. Gives the dummy. Hunt now releases it to Rapati. Good play on to Connolly. Can the Saints make it count? Back to Rapati. He'll have to hold it. It's the last tackle of this set. Connolly's going for it. He chips it through. Connolly will score. Yes. It's either Connolly or Cooper that scored. And I'm sorry about that, Frank, but I just couldn't pick out which one had scored there. But it's either Connolly or Cooper that got to it. But it's a try for the Saints. Puts the Saints back. Connolly had chipped it through. He looked to be slightly impeded, but he managed to get through the... We're just trying to listen on the PA system there, but I don't know who actually got the touchdown. But no matter who gets the touchdown, it's 4 points to the Saints, and it's a try that we certainly needed. Let's hope Paul Loughlin can pop the goal over here. He's already kicked 14 this season, obviously out for 6 months with a nasty arm injury. But 2 points from Loughlin's trusty boot. And just that Chatfield goal separating the sides, that Chatfield drop goal. Oh, Cooper. Yeah, still, we'll just have to check after. Well, that's the half-time hooter. Obviously, my timing was a bit out before. I did have a bit of trouble with my stopwatch, but right on the stroke of half-time, the Saints had scored there and went in by 7 points, trailing by 7 points to 6. We're back with you for the second half of this Stones Bitter League clash, and I must apologise obviously for your picture quality. We've had a problem on the camera. As you can see, it's very purple grass. So I don't know what's we've just had a problem. You just have to bear with us. Trailing at half time by 7 points to 6. The game just started, and as I said, George Fairburn and of GD side up. They had been playing well, just giving a try away, which we think Connolly actually got his fingertip to. It's either Connolly or Shane Cooper, but we think it's Gary Connolly. And as I said, Frank Connolly, Gary's dad, he usually has a bit of a dig at me in case I get him wrong, but circumstances beyond my control. Well, it's all on. Well, it's offside is the decision, but it did actually come off a Saints player and go into Hull Kingston Rovers' hands. But referee Smith is obviously not impressed. I thought it was all on, but referee Smith thought different, and who am I to argue with him? But anyway, it's a penalty to the Saints. Midfield now, Saints in possession, wrestle to the ground. It's Thompson doing the tackling. It was Kevin Ward. And now it's George Mann. Good ball there to Gary Connolly. Saves try score. He chips it through. The ball's still loose. Rovers managed to get it. It's the prop forward there, the number 8, Wayne Jackson. He's having a storming game this afternoon, both of these props. And as you can see, the urgency there in the Saints, right from the kick-off, putting pressure on Kingston Rovers, and that's what they've got to do. We know the Saints can do it, but they just haven't been doing it. And especially after these, the last 2 matches, as I said, where the Saints have scored well over 100 points. And then you come against a side like this, bottom of the table, and just not getting your game together. But it's Chatfield. Breaks out of the Ward tackle, a loose ball to Sodji. Connolly puts pressure on him, bounces him to the ground. And I do apologise again for the colour, but it's Rovers again, kicking it crossfield. It does find touch, an excellent crossfield touch finder. Well, we're just losing your picture for a second while we see we can find the fault. We're just having a little bit of a problem there. It's going to be a scrum formed. That looks as though it's coming up. No, it's still a purple. But it's a scrum to be formed 30 metres away from the Saints line. Saints have possession. They bring it crossfield. Lyon in the back line. Cooper at dummy half. On to Chris Joint. You're looking. Now it's with Sonny Nicol. He's brought down 10 metres inside the Kingston Rovers half. Rapati looks for that half break. Reverse pass to Connolly, touched by Speckman, but the referee hasn't indicated. Connolly unloads it to Cooper. Quick ball there, Loughlin out to Alan Hunt. Let's see what Hunt can do. He's only had about 3 touches, and he's being forced, or tried to be forced, over on the far side. He loses possession in the tackle. Whether the ball was reaped out or not, we don't know, but it hasn't been adjudged as being reaped out. And Rovers have possession. They come crossfield. George Mann and Kevin Ward complete the tackle, but Rovers spreading it quickly. Lydiard, he's held down. Sodji coming in, but now back on the wing, and Chamberlain at the acting halfback. It's on to Thompson, second row forward. And Saints urged to get back on side by referee Smith, but it's Chatfield again. Give the dummy as Sodji comes in as the dummy runner, but Connolly takes Chatfield back. Did well, took him away. Sodji there, he was on a good run. But it's with Speckman. Crossfield kick again. Looks as though it's going to find touch again. A superb kick by Speckman. Deep into the Saints 20-metre area.
Taking the lead out to the monitor, okay?
No. No. We're still fumbling with the equipment here, but obviously not having much success. The Saints spread it quickly. Paul Loughlin. Limited touches for the Saints left wing with Loughlin and Hunt. Joint looking to release. Still trying, but solid tackling by the Rovers outfit. Along the line, Rapati onto Nicol. Excellent tackling by Rovers this afternoon. Done extremely well. Connolly brings it left. John Harrison brought down just short of the halfway line. Saints trailing by 1 point. That Chatfield drop goal, which was the opening score of the afternoon, as Kevin Ward loses possession. Rovers come up with it, but it's quickly brought under control. Shane Cooper, Bernard Dwyer, they're moving quickly. Chamberlain for Rovers, attacked in half. Solid tackle again. Cooper in again. He's leading his charges, and he's got to get them going. He'll have had the the full length of Mike McLennan's tongue lash at half-time, being the Saints captain. And the Saints just haven't been producing the rugby that we know they can produce. Last tackle of this sequence is one of the Rovers forwards, has to limp off, but it's Chatfield on the last tackle. On to Clark, back to Chatfield. Connolly wraps him up. The sub is on, but Connolly has the ball. George Mann, Tirapati. Good ball to Loughlin. Good club tackling on the far side. Loughlin, he couldn't get it away to Alan Hunt, but Loughlin being forced into touch. Well, just brought down short. Now the Saints again putting the gas pedal down. Let's see what they can do from one side of the field to the other. Chris Joint, support there, David Lyon. He gets it away to Cooper. Looking for support, Cooper. It's on to McCracken. The ball's still in field. It's gone into touch off Jared McCracken. Unfortunately, a little mix-up there as it came through. But it's a scrum down. Well, we're just having a go at the camera again, see if we can set it. We're having a bit of a problem with this colour. But anyway, Hull Kingston Rovers come up with scrum possession. And break it blindside. The hooker, Chamberlain. Chatfield attacked in half. Onto this big prop there. Wayne Jackson. Well, the ball got away quickly. It didn't look as though it was played correctly. Was the substitute Chris Harrison. Chatfield, Speckman. Rovers moving it crossfield. Superb tackling by the Saints. And it's got to hold firm, hasn't it? Now it's with Chatfield again, a crossfield grubber to Tester as Fletcher's following up. But McCracken takes it in his in-goal area. And he gets out of danger. Good run by Jared McCracken. Looks as though he's taken a knock as he took the two-man Kingston Rovers tackle. It's now with George Mann. Across the face of the post, George Mann, he just slows the game down a little. Bernard Dwyer attacks in half. He takes it blindside. It's now with Tirapati. Could do with a little bit of Tirapati brilliance this afternoon. 7-6 the score. Now with Dwyer, grubbers it through. Alan Hunt's on the chase there, looking for Chatfield to make an error, but he doesn't. But he gets the ball away. Good play there. And Rovers now making headway. Coming crossfield. Well, excellent run from this fella. Julian Barkworth it is, onto his opposite, Bright Sodji. Sodji breaking out of the tackle. Dwyer now gets him down. But excellent play there from these two wingmen. Barkworth from right to left, and then Sodji from left to right. The Kingston Rovers spectators get behind their charges. Now it's Lydiard. He's held down, 12 metres short. Sodji's down injured, but it's Chatfield in possession. The ball fed inside. The ball still being played. Well, he can't hold it. Lydiard couldn't hold it. It's going to be a scrum down, I think, with the Saints feed. If the oh, it's a penalty. A penalty there to St Helens. There's a lot of messing at the play of the ball. Saints have been awarded a penalty. I know that both sets of players lost possession. But Rovers were penalised as David Lyon brings the ball away. But Sodji's taken a knock. Saints in possession. It's the same old tale, same as the first half. Penned in their own 20-metre area. Trailing by 7 points to 6, and just over 10 minutes of the second half gone. Last season against the Rovers at Nosey Road, Saints came through by 38 points to 15. Now it's Loughlin. He's breaking through. Just held in the field of play. Whereas here at Craven Park, Saints went down by 24 points to 14. Rovers are on the way again with 7 points to 6. They're in the lead. And Sonny Nicol taken down there. It's the last tackle of this sequence. Dwyer, Rapati, inside to David Lyon, crossfield kick into that bottom right-hand corner as you're viewing. And as I say again, I must apologise for your picture quality. It's just a fault that's developed at the half-time interval. Chris Harrison, substitute forward on the field. I think he's come on for Craig O'Brien. 6 minutes into the second half. Chamberlain for Rovers, attacked in half. It's on to Lydiard, he's moving it crossfield. Beats Rapati's tackle, tries to duck under Loughlin. Grubber kick through there. It's come back infield, and David Lyon shouldn't have any problem. Just losing his footing as Alan Hunt takes up the acting half-back position. Hunt pushes one attempted tackle off, but he's taken down by the second combination, Thompson and Chris Harrison. Cooper, short ball, McCracken. Well, the game stopped by the referee. The trainer's called on. Obviously, something there in the tackle. McCracken. The referee heard something. Maybe it's he's been cut. Looks as though it's going to be a blood bin replacement. Yes, McCracken off in the blood bin for treatment. And John Griffiths, he's come on. Yes, you can see Jared McCracken there, heavily blooded round the face area. But now it's George Mann down the blind side. Saints now trying to put a bit together, trailing by 7-6. And now it's Tia Rapati. Short ball to Cooper. Cooper gets it away to George Mann. Back inside to Connolly. On to Nickel. It's going through a lot of pair of hands for the Saints, but unfortunately they're not making a lot of yardage. As we said, bitterly cold day, same for both sides. Now Lyon puts a tester up there, Sodgy underneath it, but Lyon goes for it, it comes back and Lyon has it. Lyon looking for the break, good ball to Loughlin, out to Hunt. Can he squeeze in? No, good tackling. And it's another 6 tackles for the Saints. It touched the Kingston Rovers man. So the Saints will have to settle it down. Just make sure they make no mistakes. And hopefully the points will come. Blindside from Bernard Dwyer. Is he in? Oh, he must be inches short. Harrison from acting halfback. Cooper out to Kevin Ward. He's held down short. This will test the Rovers' mettle, won't it? Cooper, Rapati, inside ball, George Mann breaks out of the tackle as George Mann is going crossfield. He's still going, he gets the ball away. Dwyer, out with Cooper, out to Rapati, yes! David Lyon, he touches down, and the Saints make it count. And David Lyon from the full-back position, backing up, and he puts the Saints in the lead for the first time in this game. Well, while Paul Loughlin's going to get ready for this goal kick attempt, we're just going to have a go with the camera again. We'll see if we can reset it. Oh, I should have said your cameraman today, Stuart, is going to have a go, see if he can reset it. A lot of problems, unfortunately, at the half-time interval. But anyway, it's David Lyon puts the Saints in the lead by 10 points to 7, and this Paul Loughlin conversion, hopefully, will give the Saints a 5-point cushion. So it's Loughlin teeing it up about 18 metres from the post, just 10 metres in, as you can see, and that looks a good one from Loughlin. Yeah, it's a superb effort. Well floated, gives the Saints the 6 points and puts them in the lead by 12 points to 7. Puts Fletcher from the centre spot to kick off. Last Sunday, Kingston Rovers, they was at Thrum Hall, Halifax, and they was leading for quite a lot of the game. Had a 12 points to 4 lead at half time, and they went down unfortunately by 20 points to 12, a disappointing result for them. Well, the ball knocked forward. John Griffiths broke through and then had to play the ball was knocked forward. Eagle-eyed Mr. Smith spotted that one. The substitute on the Kingston Rovers side, well, not taking place yet. Sodgy did well to take that, so that's what you call fingertip control, isn't it? But it's Clark attacked in half, on to Chamberlain. Rovers will have to hit back, obviously, if they're to come away with the 2 league points this afternoon. The Saints, they certainly need them. They want them, they should be hungry for them to open a 4-point gap at the top of the table. It's Chatfield again, on to Clark. Clark gets it away to Speckman. And now it's with his prop forward, Wayne Jackson. Had an excellent game, I think. Chris Harrison has the ball now. It's Rovers just inside the Saints 20-metre area. Chatfield, Speckman along the line. Fletcher's making the extra man. Back to Speckman. Loose play there, but tidied up. Lydiard runs it crossfield. He's just brought down 10 metres short. Last tackle of the sequence. Andy Thompson attacked in half. And it's Chatfield again. He chips it through well. Bernard Dwyer took it well. It was chipped through and by Chatfield. Bernard Dwyer took it well, and Saints are back in possession. George Mann. He runs crossfield, breaks out of the tackle, but just losing his footing. Now it's Sonny Nicol, scampering away. Good run from Nicol, gains valuable yardage. And John Griffiths at dummy half. He's just on as a blood bin replacement for Jared McCracken. Now it's Gary Connolly, breaks out of the tackle, back to Griffiths. Good run from Griffiths, breaking through. Nicol looming on the wing. But Sodgy just doing a little bit of roughing up. Along the line, just joint. Tirapati, out to Alan Hunt. Let's see what Hunt can do. What is a fullback to beat? He chips it, and it's still in play. The ball's taken over the line, and it's loose. The Saints have scored, yes. Tirapati, I think it is. Or is it Chris Joint? I just can't see. But it's a try for the Saints. This time, Hull Kingston Rovers fluff it in the in-goal area, and Saints come up with a try. Alan Hunt had kicked it through. Chris Joint it was that's accredited with the try. That's following up pressure rugby, and the Saints extend the lead. But a good ball there on the left-hand side for the Saints. Loughlin out to Hunt, only the full-back to beat. Hunt chipped him. The ball going in this bottom right-hand corner as you're viewing, and Rovers look to have had it tidied up I should say, and possession was lost, and Chris Joint was in like a shot, touched it down for the 4-pointer, extends the Saints lead to 16 points to 7, and Paul Loughlin conversion to come. Well, waved away by the touch judges. Gives the Saints a little bit of breathing space. We'll just keep trying with this camera, obviously, to try and get it back. But obviously it's a technical fault. Rovers make their substitution. Des Harrison comes off, and Wayne Parker has been brought on. David Lyon in possession, brings the ball up to the 20-metre line, just forced back a yard or so. George Mann, he takes the tackle. But a 9-point gap for the Saints as Sonny Nicol breaking out of the tackles, and both the Rovers substitutes are in there along with another couple to finally bring Nicol down. Takes some pulling down, and the Saints with a bit of breathing space, as we say. Well, Kevin Ward lost the ball again. Unfortunately, he's not been doing too well of late, as Kevin just can't stick hold of this football. Puts the Saints under a little bit of pressure again. Scrum down midway between the 20-metre line and the halfway. It's a Rovers feed. Well, the referee's not happy with the scrum. Obviously a lot of bit of mauling, and he's doing a fair bit of whistling, isn't he? But Chatfield to feed. Rovers have scrum possession. The Saints defence will certainly have to keep as tight as it has been. Speckman. 20 metres from the Saints line, Rovers in possession. Chamberlain attacked in half-back. Well, it wasn't Speckman, I beg your pardon, it was Chris Harrison. But now it's with Clark, the standoff. Chamberlain again, attacked in half for the Rovers. Now with Andy Thompson. Just penetrates the 20-metre area. Jim Smith gets the Saints back on side, beckons them to get back on. It's Chatfield again, a crossfield chip. Griffiths tidied it up well, covered the ball well. As I said, John Griffiths on for a blood bin replacement to Jared McCracken. They've got 15 minutes for McCracken to be patched up. He's been off the field 10 now, and whether the Saints coach Mike McLennan will put him back on, and obviously hope to retain Griffiths as another substitution, a proper substitution if the need be. But Sonny Nicol driving through. Dwyer at dummy half. Now with Cooper. George Mann running out wide. Straightens it up to George Mann. Brilliant burst. Inside ball to Chris Joynt. Looking for support again, but a superb break from George Mann. The Saints prop forward. Now it's Cooper. Looking with that half gap. It's Rapati in possession. Out to Kevin Ward. Ward chips and chases. The ball's loose. Well, Ward still has it. It's the last. Is it the last tackle? Is it the turnover he's given? Well, I didn't see the referee's arm upstretched, but Kevin Ward, he chipped it through there and then won possession. But the turnover has been effected, and Rovers have possession. They're in their own 20-metre area, and the Saints will have to put the pressure on the Rovers this time. Hold them up there with 15 minutes of the game gone, and the Saints are in the lead by 16 points to 7. Certainly been a tough encounter this afternoon. Trailing at half-time by 7 points to 6, and it could have easily been 7 points to 0, couldn't it? Because the Saints just scoring right in at the death there, the 39th minute. But some quick handling by Rovers there, but not much yardage being made. Well, this chaser here, Clark, he's well offside, but Lyon just waltzes past him, moves over to the left. Brilliant break by Lyon, and the man's still going. Superb 40-metre run there by David Lyon, especially after being under pressure by the chasers that were clearly offside. Inside to Mann. Now it's with John Harrison. Bernard Dwyer attacked it half back onto Kevin Ward. Drives hard at the defence, brought down on the 20-metre line. Centre field right on the 20-metre line there. Rovers, they'll be pressing up quickly. Dwyer to Sonny Nicol. Out there, Chris Joynt breaks the tackle. It's with John Griffiths. Waltzes past Sodji. Griffiths will be in. Yes, a superb try there. And Chris Joynt, the Saints loose forward, is the provider there. An excellent break. Held it to perfection. Flicked it out to Jonathan Griffiths. And he had Sodji to beat, but he just waltzed past Sodji as if he wasn't there. Twisted in the tackle and touchdown for the Saints' fourth try. So I think the 2 points are going to be in the bag now, even though there's about 16 minutes of the game remaining. I can't see the Saints surrendering this lead, but it's been a long time coming, hasn't it? And it's just a pity that obviously your pictures are a bit purpley. Well, we think they're a bit purpley anyway. We've had problems on the monitor and with the camera at half-time. But Jared McCracken back on the touchline. He'll be coming back on for John Griffiths. There he is, Griffiths just receiving the applause of the crowd. An excellent try there by him, but Chris Joint was the provider. And now Paul Loughlin looking for his third of the afternoon, with a score at 20 points to 7 at present, and that looks a good one. Oh, a superb effort by Loughlin. His third of the afternoon, and that gives Saints a 22 points to 7, 22 points to 7 lead. So Jonathan Griffiths going on for Gary Connolly. And Gus O'Donnell, he's come on for John Harrison. Yes, your cameraman for today, Stuart. Obviously, he's apologising for the condition of your picture. It was purpley on the monitor before, and as he just said, maybe we could fix you up with some of these 3D glasses. It might look all right through them. But it's Rovers driving there, Speckman, and the Rovers are still backing up. The ball knocked down by a Saints player. Well, the tackle count at 6 now. The referee, well, still loose, the ball. Rovers have it. It's out on the far side. Barkworth driving for the line. Oh, he stopped just short, but the ball is still loose. That's going to be the turnover. But Rovers putting the pressure on. They're certainly not giving up the ghost, even though they are trailing. They've been hit by the Saints machine in the second half. In an 11-minute burst, the Saints coming through with 3 tries. 2 of them converted by Loughlin. But Gus O'Donnell, his first touch just come on for John Harrison. So that'll be O'Donnell probably in the hook-in role, with Bernard Dwyer into the second row. Now it's Sonny Nicol. He drives it forward. 10 minutes of the game remaining, plus any stoppage time, as O'Donnell on a diagonal run, being forced over into touch. Not the biggest of forwards is Gus, not in stature, but he's got a heart like a lion. But he's forced into touch with some excellent Rovers tackling. So it's a scrum down with a Rovers feed. And now Wayne Jackson coming off, and Craig O'Brien coming back on. And both of these props have played well for Rovers. Rovers have scrum possession, bringing it over quickly. Quick play of the ball. Solid tackling by the Saints. What the Sodji has possession. Drive straight at the man. Still going on all fours there is Sodji, but it's Rovers again. Certainly playing for each other. The ball out to Thompson. Now it's to substitute Wayne Parker. The ball on the far side, moved over to the Barkworth wing. Both of these wingmen have looked quite sharp this afternoon. But Rovers bringing the ball up. The Saints forced to line up on their own line. Speckman again, looking to give a short ball. Untidy play, but it's tidied up there. Paul Loughlin comes up with possession. Sonny Nicol brings it blindside. Runs straight at Sodji. And now it's Gus O'Donnell at the acting half-back position. Cooper along the line. George Mann. But the Rovers tackling is held firm for most of the game. But as I said, in that 11-minute spell in the second half, After 15 minutes play in the second half, Rovers were hit by the Saints barrage, and now the Saints comfortably in the lead by 22 points to 7. But losing possession out there just inside their own half. It's Fletcher, the fullback, finally wrestled to the ground. Jared McCracken. He was off before in the blood bin. Short ball there from Chatfield. On to substitute forward Chris Harrison. The referee urging the Saints back onside. Now with Wayne Parker. Parker, short ball to Thompson. He's forced back. He's looking to release. Always looking to release. And Rovers have played some excellent, exciting rugby this afternoon. So have the Saints. And as the scoreline shows, they're in the lead by 22 points to 7. Well, it's the last tackle. The ball knocked back. Clark chips it through. Loughlin plays safe and knocks it touching goal, so the Saints will have to drop out from between the sticks. The next match for the Saints public next Friday in front of the Sky cameras at Nosey Road when the Saints entertain Halifax. Malcolm Rayleigh, the Great Britain boss, just been reinstated down. I should say not reinstated, but just got as team manager for Halifax. The ball dropped out from between the sticks. Wayne Parker gathers it. We're talking about 7 minutes to go before the final hooter, and I don't know whether you can pick out on the far side there, and that stand opposite us, quite a trail of spectators just making the way from the ground, doing the old Wigan walk. Probably the Kingston Rovers spectators, they've had enough. They was leading 7-6 at half time, but 22 points to 7 down now, in the dying minutes. They're going to be definitely up against it, aren't they? The ball chipped through. Saints gather it. David Lyon went down safely on it, and now it's with George Mann. Brings the ball away. Alan Hunt. Only one decent run from Alan, and he certainly made up for that slight mix-up between himself and David Lyon earlier on when Julian Barkworth went in for the try. But Saints keeping the pressure up at the top of the table. Should come away with the points in first position, obviously, before this afternoon's game. 22 points at the top, and now with Wigan being involved in cup action against Hull, and they was winning comfortably before, Saints will open a 4-point gap. Oh, McCracken, superb tackle there on Fletcher. Chatfield for Rovers, attacked in half, on to Sodji. Saints urged to line out. Chamberlain at dummy half. Ward in at the tackle, but the ball's released. Clark now on to Thompson. Well, the forward pass there, it certainly looked a yard forward onto Chris Harrison, but Rovers still in possession and still trying as well, aren't they? Chatfield, Speckman, long ball over, taken in the far side. Hutchinson that goes in for the try. The final pass there certainly looked a hint forward, but it shouldn't be any threat to the Saints. 5 minutes to go. Rob Hutchinson in at the corner. Quite a floated pass. Certainly a yard forward, and Mike Fletcher now quickly places the ball, looking to add the extras on. 22-11 at present. And that one waved away, and that's how the score remains. Hull Kingston Rovers 11, Saints 22. The cup deadline was last Monday. Not a lot of action as far as the top clubs are concerned in signing players, but one player that did go from the Saints, Paul Forber, went down the road to Salford, £25,000. We all wish him well. He's just had a testimonial season at St Helens, had a handsome benefit, and let's hope he can rekindle his first team career down the road at Salford. Rapati, he gets things underway. 4 minutes to the final hooter. 11 points between the teams. But it's Kingston Rovers still running hard. Substitute forward Chris Harrison trying to make yardage. McCracken and Joint in, and Chris Joint had an excellent game this afternoon for the Saints. Certainly involved very heavily, scored one, and been involved in a build-up for the Jonathan Griffiths try. But the Rovers, they're not giving up the ghost, are they? They're still charging forward, they're making good yardage. They're just outside the 20-metre area, and it's the last tackle of this set, and Chatfield trying to run it. He spreads it now, quick hands onto Sodji, took it well, and Sodji chipped it. But David Lyon couldn't take it cleanly. He knocks it forward. He's disappointed in himself, only understandable. It puts more pressure on the Saints. It's a scrum down now with the Rovers feed. Chatfield feeds it. Rovers have possession. It's now with Fletcher. Saints will have to make sure it's good clamp tackling round the legs and obviously round the chest, keeping the ball from being spread. Thompson now. Chamberlain attacked in half. Run around there, Chamberlain used as the foil, but the ball brought over to Clark. He takes it centre field, he slips it out now, it's to Thompson. He's just short of the line, is he? He's just held short. That must be inches short. The Saints defence tested again. Loose play, Rovers losing a little bit of possession, the ball going back. Now it's with substitute Parker. And Rovers still looking to spread it. Well, that was a quick set of 6 there. It seemed a quick set of 6 anyway. Chatfield chips it. Jared McCracken takes it well. Well, the post stayed him there from going infield. Sonny Nicol comes away with it. Gets the ball away to Paul Loughlin. The Kingston Rovers crowd, they cry for a knock-on. Sonny Nicol, whether it was or not, well, obviously it wasn't, because the referee didn't say it was a knock-on, did he? So it can't have been a knock-on, can it? Doesn't matter. Saints are in the lead, 22 points to 11. The ball being moved over to the left. And Saints looking to finish with a flourish. We're in the dying minutes now. Rapati chips it. Follows up for the ball. Rapati temporarily stops Fletcher, but he's siding through. A good 15-20 metre run from this lively fullback. Chatfield along the line. Quick hands, well, attempted quick hands. Hutchinson gets out of the tackle, and Rovers still spread the ball. They're looking for the final score of the afternoon. They've certainly worked tirelessly and put the Saints under pressure. It must be said, they put them under pressure in the first half, and Saints just managed to squeeze in at the 39th minute of the first half for a try, which obviously was converted by Loughlin and put them back in the action. The ball going into touch on the far side, and there's the final hooter. So obviously relief for the Saints travelling public, with the Saints running out winners by 22 points to 11. An excellent win up here at Craven Park. Tries for Connolly, Lyon, Joint and Griffiths. 3 Paul Loughlin goals. An excellent win, as I said. Kingston Rovers, they have played for the full 80 minutes. Put Saints under a lot of pressure, but it was that after 15 minutes of the second half, in that 11-minute spell, that the Saints came through with tries from Lyon, Joint and Griffiths. 2 converted by Loughlin, and that did the damage, didn't it? So the final score here from Craven Park, Hull, is Kingston Rovers 11, the Saints 22. Even though the Saints haven't really played as well as we know they can do against next to the bottom side in the league. Anyway, thanks once again for joining us. I'm sorry about your picture quality, but we hope you can join us again next Friday at Nosey Road against our friends from Halifax, and let's hope we've got the equipment sorted then. Thanks once again for joining us. You've been with your Saints video team, and the final score here from Craven Park, Hull, is Hull Kingston Rovers 11, St Helens 22.